All right, what's up everybody? It's Kris from Maxlider Brothers Customs, and today we're gonna talk about upper control arms. Now I know it can be confusing depending on which Bronco you buy, a 2021 and up Bronco, on what's your base package, meaning are you an Outer Banks base or Sasquatch or all those variables. That could be confusing. So then you really need to know which lift kit you're gonna wanna buy. We'll do another video on that. But today we're going to talk about our difference between upper control arms. So when you put a lift kit on a Bronco, because it has independent front suspension, this is something you're going to need to change. If you only go with a small lift, a leveling kit, you probably don't need to change these. But if you're going to go 3 inches and up, you're going to want to change your upper control arm. So what does the upper control arm do? The upper control arm holds the steering knuckle to the frame. Why do you need to change it? Well, because once you put a lift on it, you're going to put these at more of a droop, in which you're going to put your ball joints in more of a bind. And depending on what kind of ball joint you have, it's going to be depending on whether or not it's going to be able to handle that. Also, if you keep the stock upper control arms, you will not be able to get the alignment in. So what's going to happen, we're going to end up changing your caster camber. So you're not going to be able to drive straight, which is, you want to drive straight. And also it's going to wear the tires more. So what these are going to do is help you get it within alignment specs. Now we offer two different upper control arms, a BDS upper control arm and a Zone upper control arm. Let's talk about the difference. This is a more beefed up control arm. As you could tell, this is full steel, 1.5 inch DOM, thick walled bar, and then it has a uniball comm joint for its ball joint. This joint is designed for a racing joint. So it can take a beating and withhold and stand up to all the off-roading, rock crawling, Baja race, all that type of stuff. That's what type of joint that is to be able to handle all that. This is a cast arm from Zone. So it's cast out of steel and it has we would call it a stock ball joint. Okay, and so this would be comparable to the ball joint that is in the Bronco, except it's beefed up a little bit more to be able to handle it. Okay, so what's the difference between the two? Well, and as you're trying to select which one it is you want to buy, you have to, what is it you plan on doing with your Bronco? If you're going to do mild off-roading and basically just driving it all the time, this will be able to hold up for everything you're trying to do. But if you're going to go rock crawling, jump it, all of those really hard off-roading, this is the one you're going to want to go with. So this is a more beefed up one than this. Both of them can handle the lift kit, driving down the road, everything fine. It's just depending on what it is exactly you're trying to do with your Bronco. Now, the other difference that we have found with our customers is the maintenance on the two of them. And that's where you really want to get into understanding what you're trying to do with it. So by maintenance, I mean, what are you going to do throughout the course of the vehicle? Now, when the vehicles are brand new from Ford and the manufacturer, they try to make them so you don't really have to maintain them anymore. Once you start doing a lot of aftermarket things, upgrades and stuff like that, you kind of change a lot of that as far as that goes. And that's true with both of these. So the maintenance on this, you have to do it more frequent than what you have to do with this. Since this has a comm joint, uniball joint in it, you have to consistently, we say depending on your environment that you're driving it in, but you're going to want to lube this with a specific lube that we supply when you buy the lift kit from us. Specific dry lube inside this joint, and how you do that is basically these are the caps you're going to go on it. You'll pop the cap off, blow it out with air, and then you'll lube it with a specific lube that you're going to need. It's a dry lube, and basically that dry lube is going to prevent it from attracting dust, dirt, grime, and everything as far as that goes. But you're going to want to do that every 3,000 miles. These joints hold up to a beating, so you shouldn't wear them out. But if you do not lube them, you're going to wear them out quicker. And the biggest thing is the nuisance of the squeak. And you will get a squeaking out of this if you do not lube it consistently. Now this control arm, like I said, it's not as beefed up as this, but it has a little bit better ball joint than what the stock is. This one you will not have to service as much. But it's still, the cap is removable. So you take the cap off, and there is a grease zerk on here. And so just like back in the day, your granddad, your dad, you guys used to, get your grease gun out and grease your tie rods and all those things on your old trucks and old vehicles. This is the same. It has a grease zerk on it. And the manufacturer recommends you have to grease this every 7,500 miles, depending on your interchange or intervals. But this one takes less maintenance than what this one does. Okay, so those are the differences between the upper control arms. I hope that helps. If not, please email us at parts@maxliderbros.com. It'll be in the description below. reach out to us. We can help you decide what exactly it is you're looking for. Again, appreciate y'all's time and thank you for watching.